rules for everything nowadays. Okay, I'm just gonna say close. We'll maybe read that another day.
Well, it might not be a bad thing to read. Guess it's a little late now. Is that our ferry? That's us, isn't it?
Could be.
Again, perfect timing, Chad.
Well,
You know?
we're nailing it here.
Almost missed the ferry and don't have time to do it live now.
Well, what we can do is we can hit live when we get on the ferry. We got a 2-hour ride.
I just want to get going. It's the worst part about, where the WidowMaker is compared to the shop is this darn ferry. It makes it so far away. Eh?
It does, yeah, it does for sure. Coming down that Coquihalla is crazy, eh? You think of the history on that highway. All the trees burnt down. You could see all the spots where the river washed out, took bridges out.
Did you travel it right after the floods? It was crazy. It's like a war zone down there.
Yeah, no, it was for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say that I came back towards Kamloops just before it happened.
Yeah, nuts. It looks like somebody's either loading or offloading. Is that our ferry right there?
Well, I will say it's a ferry, but I don't know if it's ours or the Victoria one.
I just pray we don't run into any rain. That'd be terrible.
So I'm expecting like there should be like a comment section on this thing.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't want to start
I know
pushing
nothing
shit.
about it.
I don't want to start pushing shit here. Either way, whatever. We'll figure this one out later.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
our ferry's scheduled to be.
5:45.
Well, maybe we are going to get on right away. You getting excited or what?
Super excited, dude.
Yeah.
I definitely feel it in my stomach, man. It's been a long time. I've been waiting, praying for this day to come. Let's just get there. I need to reunite.
Yeah, I think of all the car shows and such that we've been to and people stopping by the shop, one of the first things they always say to you or me or anybody, where's the WidowMaker?
Yeah.
And then you got to do the awkward, well, it's not mine.
Everybody thinks I built it for myself.
Yeah.
Like, how do you start a business and be building for yourself? It's just impossible.
Mm-hmm. Well, soon enough.
Yeah.
It's going to be dark when we get there, though.
We're literally hours away from having the WidowMaker in our lives for the rest of our lives. That car will never come up for sale again.
Yeah, to be able to have the ability to take it everywhere we go, all through Kamloops. Really just get it off the island.
Never have to say, I didn't build that car for myself. I built it for a customer. It went to the island. I have no control over the car.
Yeah, I guess you'll have no excuse now when
Yeah.
you're doing burnouts. It is going to be your
Yeah.
fault.
That's the only car that's ever got us kicked out of a car show.
Well, life is still early, my friend.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's watched the video we uploaded today, the burnout competition. You should check it out. We got Goliath, Flirting with Disaster, and the WidowMaker all doing burnouts. Speaking of not getting kicked out of car shows.
Wasn't me.
No. But watch it. Tell us which one did it best.
And if any of you guys that are watching this have any ties with Peach City Cruise and can pull some strings for us to get us unbanned from that show so we can attend this year, that would be greatly appreciated.
We've been kicked out of bigger parties than that, buddy.
That's one of my favorite shows, though.
It is nice. It's a beautiful area.
Yeah.
That whole Penticton area is awesome.
I can tell you one thing about that is I wish that it was me. It would be a lot easier to take getting kicked out if I'd actually did the crime.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Man, I swear to God, there should be something on here to... People should be able to talk to us and ask us questions here.
Why can't they?
I don't know.
There's 6 people in there, isn't there?
Top chat, live chat. Oh, here we go. What's this all about?
Sorry, guys, we're still figuring this out.
Welcome to...
If you're looking up our nostrils right now, we apologize. This is our first live.
Yeah.
But there's no comments.
That's okay.
We were hoping to be able to interact with everybody, kind of pass some of the time while we're sitting here waiting for the ferry.
Oh.
We could have had a little group chat.
New pin chat. You can now pin him. Oh my God. Why does this have to be so difficult? Oh, someone said WidowMaker is awesome. Here we go.
Okay, there we go.
Thanks, buddy. Carl? Hey, buddy.
The WidowMaker is the best, man. Like, there's one thing seeing it in pictures. There's another to stand in front of it and actually walk around and see all the detail that went into that build.
Damn, it disappeared.
What are you doing?
I don't know, bro. I'm just trying to figure this thing out, man. It's got a lot of buttons.
Live chat. Seems pretty obvious, no?
It was there.
Okay.
And there's hell yeah. Hey, Chevy guy. Hell yeah, Dubs. Okay. And then it kind of goes away, though. Maybe it'll come back.
Somebody write a comment right now. We want to see if it pops up. Like, what's going on? Why isn't there anything coming up, like, live? We've got nothing!
We made it this far.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
What does it say?
Are you planning to take it to many car shows?
We're going to take it to as many car shows as we can. First things first, we've got to get it on the trailer, and then all the planning will start. We definitely want to hit some shows. Like I was saying a minute ago, we would love to hit Peach City Cruise. You know, you know what? One thing that I think about quite a bit about that show, you know, we went there, got kicked out, but the WidowMaker won first place for her rat rods.
Yeah, they loved it until they didn't. That's for sure.
That's right.
That was a good show.
It was.
Wait,
It's mostly the views, the weather. You know, you're right on the water. It's pretty awesome.
Someone says, Mark says, the WidowMaker suspension is so sick.
I have to agree with you. One thing I've never seen that the WidowMaker has that most other cars don't is the dual cantilever front suspension. You know, if you look really closely, you got the bag sitting on the cantilever and you've got the shock sitting on a smaller cantilever right in behind the big one. It's pretty sick to actually look at all the engineering that went into that. And like, well, the rear suspension is no different. It's absolutely amazing.
Well, I suppose maybe we should just start with that. This is our WidowMaker tour. Why don't we start? How did that project even get started? Take us back.
Well, I guess it started from being asked to build the sickest rat rod that I could, you know, and I kind of snowballed that into, you know, trying to come up with some designs that I'd never seen before, you know, so I started kind of picturing in my mind a rat rod. And then he said he wanted a diesel engine. So I started picturing a diesel engine sitting on the ground. He showed me the body that he had. So I was able to kind of place that behind the engine in my mind, right? And I started to build. But was I thinking that it was going to turn out as amazing as it did? Absolutely not. When I first started, I was thinking heavy metal, iron chains, and it was like a black and green concept is what I was originally thinking. And the owner of the WidowMaker, he was saying black and red, which it just didn't click yet until I was laying under the 57 Chevy, you know, at the shop there, and I rolled over and there was a massive black widow spider crawling on the floor about 2 feet away from my head. And right away it was like, boom, black widow themed rat rod. The next day I built the spider on the roof and it snowballed from there. I knew exactly the direction I was going from that moment.
Well, question just popped up that actually kind of ties right into that.
What?
It's going to be hard to answer that one, but how many hours did it take to build that car?
I really lost count. There's thousands of hours in that car. Essentially, it's 2 years of my life. Like, I worked on it, not like full time, but I probably put 2 hours of my life in, or sorry, 2 years.
2 years for
2
sure.
years, 2 hours. I wish.
Jesus. Yeah, that's a question we get all the time, is how many hours, and how do you even, you know, I guess you have to go by months or years or whatever it was, but
If I had to guess, there'd be like 6,000 or 7,000 hours in that thing.
what did you start with again? What was the original?
1927 Essex, 4-door. So like that body in itself, just to make the body look the way it did, I had to cut the whole front end off, remove the front doors, and move the cowl back, widen it 7 inches. If you guys don't know, the Essex is like 50% wood. So the whole roof was wood. Everything on the interior was all wood. I had to take all the wood out, build it in steel. It was a huge, huge undertaking just to build the cab to look the way it did. And if you guys ever look at the side profile of the WidowMaker, where the 4-link bars on the rear end go, it's got that kind of rounded arch. That's where the back tire would have been. And I kind of just thought, well, what can I put there to make it look like it was meant to be? And I came up with the design of the 4-link bars like that you could see from the side profile. And I think I nailed it.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Somebody was just saying you're a good artist, and now all I can look at is Scully here. It's another work of art the Dubster took on.
Yeah. You guys might be wondering why we brought Scully here. Scully and the WidowMaker, they were buddies when they were at the shop. So we're reuniting.
He's our shop mascot.
Yeah. Yeah, we love Scully. This in itself took me about 10 hours to build. I love that damn thing.
So people are talking about the spikes and suspension on the car, the WidowMaker. What are your features you love on that car? And don't say all of them. Break it down a little.
I think that, that's a hard one. Starting at the front, the headlights, I think, are freaking awesome. Building them out of like just 1/4-inch round stock and making headlight buckets is sick. Definitely one of a kind. One of my favorite features. I was hunting around for some old school headlight buckets and couldn't find nothing that was gonna suit what I needed. And when I started building those things, man, I love them. That's like definitely one of my favorite features. But how, like, where do you, like, the suspension is sick. The whole car in general is sick. Nobody loves that car as much as I do. Let's put it that way.
Well, the spikes were good. Where did those come from?
Man, I spent like 2 days on my lathe. You cannot buy those spikes. Those are hand lathed out, each and every single one of them. So that's just, you know, that's part of the hours. If you think just the spikes alone are 2 days, you know, 2 long days. But when you want something awesome, you know, you kind of have to build it yourself, especially if you want it to be unique and one of a kind.
Well, that car kind of came at a pivotal time in your life, though, eh? Like it's special to you. Why so special, though?
Well, it was the car that put Dubs on the map for sure. It was the car I was working on when the producer for the show and Avery showed up at the shop. You know, it's kind of, you know, all these are hard questions. Like, you know,
No, sorry, buddy. You gotta just try to figure it out. Inform the people.
Yeah.
You were fresh in your business, though, eh?
Yeah. I was 2 years into running the shop and being there. And
how did it get how'd you get it on the Russ Valley show?
Well, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. I had big plans. I was literally going to finish that car and drive it to Russ Valley. I figured if I just show up there in that car, you know, they're going to take notice. But fate had other ideas, and the producer ended up coming to the shop. You know, the outside of the shop looks a little bit unique, right? Mm-hmm. And if you build it, they will come, I guess. You know, lack of better words.
Well, it's fair enough. I laugh all the time when I watch that Rise from the Ashes episode on Russ Valley. you I'm not trying to make fun of you, buddy, but you were funny because you were just like a deer in headlights. And I could see you, coming up with your sayings and trying to fit in on all these cameras in your face. And
I don't know if you remember that I had about 3 hours sleep in the previous 2 nights.
Oh boy.
So if you guys seen that episode when the Widowmaker, went to the car show and won that award, like, we were hustling. That night, the night before, I remember Mike and the producer rolled under. We had the roll-up door about 2 feet open, so they rolled underneath it at about 10 o'clock at night, and I had 3 or 4 of my buddies and myself, and we were like slamming on that thing trying to get it ready for the show, and we literally stayed up all night. So the plan was, in the morning, everybody was going to meet at the shop at 6 o'clock. Well, when Mike and Avery and everybody showed up at 6 o'clock, we were still working on the car, trying to make it perfect. I don't miss that. It was epic, but it was crazy.
That was pretty much every car show that we went to, last minute.
Yeah.
But that was a good one.
Never been ready.
That was awkward too, because like we were there, we weren't part of the show at all. I remember they're filming in the streets, trying to get the picture of the Widowmaker, and they're all like, we gotta block traffic here, we gotta stop walkers here. I'm like, what the heck, man? We can't just stop people from walking by.
I was a walking zombie by that.
Yeah, you were straight zombie mode.
Then they're all right, okay, stand over here. Let's ask you a bunch of questions. I'm like, holy crap, my mind is only working on about 2 cylinders.
What was your one saying there about scare the boots off your grandma or something?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Scare the socks off your grandma. It'll do that. Don't get me wrong. I think we got to get going here. It looks like there's some people ripping off the ferries already.
We probably still got 5 or 10 minutes. We might as well hang out until the cars start moving.
So mud tires. That's another one I hear. Everybody's, the rat rod community. Why would you put those big mudder style tires on that thing?
That was not my choice. That was, in my mind, I was picturing big fat street tires. And about mid-build, I think, is when Dustin said, I want to put mud tires on it. So then things changed a little bit, because I'd already built the front of the frame. I had to kind of engineer some of it a little, It threw a wrench into some things. It definitely added a little bit of time, because I had to go backwards about 2 steps to just make sure it could handle the big tires. But now I think they've been on there so long that it can't be changed to street tires. If I put street tires on it, it'll literally just be for, a day or something. And it's part of what gives it the look, though, I think.
I honestly, I can understand why people would be like, why the mud tires? But when you look at the aggression of the build itself, it makes sense. It would look weird with tires. Like, we love Hoosier.
It's built to scare the socks off your grandma.
That's it. That's the one.
What's wrong with that thing?
Oh, it's just... We had lovely Bernie armor all the dash. Now nothing will stick, and we're using duct tape, because that's how we roll.
For those of you guys who are just tuning in, we're sitting at the Tsawwassen ferry terminal waiting for the ferry to show up. We've got about a 2-hour ferry crossing, and then about an hour and 45 minutes to Port Alberni, and then out to where the Widowmaker is. Our plans are to load it up tonight, but it will probably be in the dark, but we don't care. I don't think I'll sleep a wink tonight. All I want to do is get it back to the shop. We just got to get past this part. Like, the anticipation has been killing me. I've been worried about the car every night, where it's sitting, hoping that's not getting stolen. That all ends today. Once it's loaded on the trailer and it gets back to the shop.
And our wheel bearings don't quit on us.
Yeah. We have a couple wheel bearings that are getting pretty warm. Hopefully it's not going to cause us problems on the way back when we have the weight of the Widowmaker on the trailer. We did stop, buy a grease gun, grease the crap out of the bearings. I think that helped. Also bought a set of spare bearings just in case we're on the side of the road. And I figured if we've got the parts, we're not going to need them, you know. So hopefully we're going to be all right there, but we'll see.
We'll see is right.
I just hope that we, you know, it's got to go smooth till we get off the island back on the mainland. Then from there, I could deal with it. If something like happened, I could probably call somebody to come pick it up, because there's no way in hell I'm leaving the car there.
Yeah, and that's the whole crutch of the island. You're either there or you're here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll be hitting the 7:15 or 7 something, 7:45, 7:15, I think, ferry tomorrow morning, and be on our way back.
It sucks that we have to rush so much. Had some friends we wanted to stop in, some shops to see some cool stuff. The island's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to get back to the shop.
And we, you know what? We probably wouldn't have rushed off the island so fast, but we don't have an enclosed trailer. So it's going to be open on this trailer, which is going to be drawing a lot of attention. I don't want to be parking it outside of a hotel or a motel anywhere. So we kind of have to just cannonball it back to the shop, or things would be different.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's been an emotional run for you, buddy.
Yeah.
How did it feel when that car actually left your shop? Because you had it for 2 years working on that thing.
It wasn't a good feeling, I can tell you that. It's like giving away one of your children. You know, you raise them through their terrible twos and they become good young kids, and then you're like, here you go. So it wasn't pleasant.
Giving away your children.
And pretty much right after we did the reveal on the show, it was gone.
Oh, that's right. It
You know?
was. There was no goodbye or nothing. It was...
I have literally driven the car for the reveal with Mike, probably like 4 or 5 kilometers while we did the reveal. Then the car left. Then I drove it around the block at Peach City Cruise. And then I did a little bit of work to it at the shop, and I got to drive it for a day at the shop. Just like cruising around just a little bit. Other than that, I've never even driven the thing. That's about to change too.
I was just gonna say that's gonna change, buddy.
Man, I can't wait.
Kamloops just got a lot cooler, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thomas says it's great you're getting it back. It is.
I appreciate that, Thomas. I can't wait, man. I got butterflies in my stomach just sitting here waiting. I just can't wait to see it and be able to touch it and have the keys. You know, at that moment when I have the keys in my hand, that's when it's going to be mine. You know, right now it's there. I'm here. I don't have paperwork for it. I don't have any control over it. But the moment I get those keys in my hand, it all changes.
We haven't even seen the car in a while, hey? When's the last time we saw that car? Was it Peach City?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what, 2
2
years?
2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
And the vehicles that come out of the shop, they're built to drive. So, you know, just to prepare you that, you know, this has been 2 years this customer's been driving this car, buddy. So there might be some issues.
It's been driven hard. I know that, you know, so I don't know. I know that there is some paint issues. I heard that a battery charger got kicked over on it and it's got a big crack in the cowl. I know that for sure. So there's definitely some issues with it, but I know that air ride doesn't work. I don't know if you guys seen the AccuAir system when they decided that it was a good idea to put the air compressors inside the tank, you know, which now they know is a bad idea. It creates too much heat. So that has failed on the car. So now it's just static. It does not lay frame. You can't air it up, which I will change right quick. There's a few things that I would like to change on the car once I get it.
Well, like what?
Well, I've never liked the rims, first of all. I like the size. I just don't like, I think it's more that the color of the red.
Does it match the color?
It doesn't match the car. Yeah. And the steering wheel's got some of that same like anodized red on it. That's got to change. I think the rims need an update. Something a little, oh, where are my keys? We're moving.
All right, looks like we're loaded up on the ferry here. Thanks for tuning in. We'll
Peace.
catch you back in a bit here.